everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina, or Cat for short, and in today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at your November 2025 insights. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. So if anyone ever reaches out to you, just please know that is not me. All right. November 2025 insights. Okay. I guess this is for card number 1. I was going to ask for card number 1. Actually, I think this is card number 2. And let's just do this for card number 3. Usually I choose the cards one at a time, but recently they've kind of been coming out all at once. So maybe I'll change things up a little bit and just kind of let them come out as they're ready. Okay, so group number 1, you have the Cosmic Egg and you have the Bumblebee Jasper. Group number 2, you have the Sea Serpent and you have the Citrine. Group number 3, you have the Zebra and you have the Noreena Jasper. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards. If you're drawn to more than one card, that is perfectly fine. You can choose more than one. Just use your intuition, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Bumblebee Jasper, and your card is Cosmic Egg. So I feel like there's something going on for you in November where something is coming to completion, where you're about to start something new, some sort of like transformation. And I feel like there's something going on here where it's exciting, but it's also a little bit uncomfortable, just because it's kind of like going into something new, which I think the uncomfortableness that I'm feeling is just a little bit of like fear or anxiety regarding this change. But overall, it feels like it's a very, very exciting time for you. So Spirit says don't let that, fear hold you back from kind of breaking through to new boundaries and discovering like new things. I feel like there's something very new that's coming in your life in November. And for some of you, this could be something that you've been working very, very hard towards, something that you've been like preparing and kind of cultivating is what I'm seeing, like getting it ready to put it out there into the world or launching something, things like that. But yeah, I definitely feel like things are coming together for you in November. Things are lining up. I'm feeling a lot of excitement. I'm feeling a lot of hope. I'm also feeling like things are coming together. All the dots are kind of being connected, all these little dots right here. And I also feel with this energy around here that there's just like this buzz of excitement, like within you, but also externally for something. It's like the world is getting ready for something and you're preparing something for the world. So it's very interesting energy that I'm getting here. So let's go ahead and look at your other cards. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? All right, what else? November 2025. Okay, so let's see. We have hibernation. Yeah, this makes sense because I feel that you're coming out of hibernation in November. And look at, this is interesting right here because I feel like this is very similar to the egg that is being protected here. So you're coming out of hibernation with an idea that you're bringing into the world. And so I'm feeling like this breaking free that I felt earlier is your idea is breaking free. It's like breaking free from kind of seclusion. So maybe you've been working on something and it's time in November for you to launch something or to put yourself out there, something like that is going on here. So yeah, and I feel like this is, kind of what that transition is, that transformation is, going from keeping something, like preparing something and nurturing something, to allowing something to come into formation. So very interesting. And then you have bliss here. So with the bliss, I feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that are being connected. There is a lot of energy that is being generated based on you releasing this idea, releasing a product, releasing, your resume to go out and look for a new job. Whatever it is, there's a lot of energy and a lot of things that are being connected here. There's a lot of excitement also. And so do you see what's happening here? Do you see how you're going from kind of stillness to a breakthrough? That's what I'm seeing here, is a breakthrough, and being very, very excited, very, very happy about the progress that you're making in November. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? We're looking at November 2025. Okay, so this is interesting that you have number 31 in peace, because it kind of gives me the same energy of the hibernation here. So I'm feeling like there was something going on in your life where you took like a time out. You found your sense of peace, you found your sense of balance, you found the answers that you were looking for. You have come to a place of enlightenment, something like that. Because I feel like with the tree, there's some sort of knowledge that you gained, insight that you gained. And from there, from the sense of kind of becoming more grounded, I feel like you came to a sense of, or a realization of, something that was either missing or lacking in your life, and coming up with a solution to how to fix that, okay? And so that's why it feels like you're launching something, you're starting something. So it feels like it's this new chapter in your life, and literally like you're about to cross a bridge or something, like you're going to come out on the other side. Like maybe you started over here and you're slowly coming out on the other side here. And so I definitely feel like with this transformation, there's some sort of pretty significant change that's going to be happening for you. And the beginning of that is in November. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so we have number 6 in sunrise. So this is also very interesting because it's kind of like a new day. There's a lot of excitement going on here. And like with the bliss card, it's like something has happened. Do you see how these two cards are, the two groups kind of really go together here? Because peace, these are two very peaceful cards, but then there's a lot of activity that's going on here. And it's like with the sunrise card, it looks like a sense of renewal. And with the stones, it's like you have found some secret knowledge. You found the code. You figured out, the missing piece in your life, or the missing link. You got like the information that you needed to put this puzzle together. So some of you are coming to a realization that you want to make some changes in your life, and you're going to really start to implement those in November. And then for others of you, it could have something more to do with, launching a new career or something like that. But whatever it is, it's like during this time of hibernation, you figured out how to get from this side of the bridge over to this side of the bridge. And so it's this huge kind of sense of relief mixed in with excitement and, just looking forward to the future. So I feel like you're really excited about something. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please, for November 2025? November 2025. All right, there we go. Okay, so the Three of Swords. So something may have put you into hibernation. Something may have sparked this change that I feel happening for you in November. Well, actually, what's happening in November is the result of this hibernation, and you're moving forward with an idea in November, okay? But what started this whole thing could be like what started this shift in perspective probably has to do with the Three of Swords, because I feel like you needed to go into protection mode because of the Three of Swords. And within this protection mode, I think you started very, very protective. And then from there, you went into this hibernation. And then from there, you're getting your power back with the Bliss card. And you're coming out on the other side of a problem that you had originally with the Three of Swords. And then here is like you're rising to a new day. So do you see all of this? I hope that makes sense for you. So yeah, with the Three of Swords, it looks like you went through something that was very, very difficult, something that was probably, painful. For some of you, it was very surprising, but you definitely went through a storm. Now, with the Bliss card, what I'm seeing is that you took that storm and you used it to your advantage. So you took advantage of what could have been a very negative situation, and probably was still a negative situation, but you turned something negative into something very, very positive. And in November, you're starting to see kind of like phase 2 of this, because I feel like, well, there was a lot going on here. But you're coming out of this and you're starting like this new chapter in November. And then we have the Hierophant. Yeah, it's like a new day, a new order. Finding your footing again, right? Finding your path. And coming back into your power. I feel that with the Three of Swords, you kind of lost your power for a little bit. You lost your strength. And I feel like it took a while for you to get a perspective on things. But then it was kind of like the feeling, the energy that I'm getting here. It's like, oh no, that is not going to take me down. You may have tried to take me down, but I'm coming back and you're going to see me rising from the ashes. So that's the energy that I'm getting. It's very, very powerful. And it's like nothing will have control over me. I'm the one who decides what happens in my life. And yeah, something devastating may have happened here. Something very painful may have happened, but I'm back. That's the energy that I'm getting here. The High Priestess. So again, it's like you were looking for answers. You were trying to figure something out. And I feel like what happened is originally you were looking for the answers for the Three of Swords. So you were looking for answers in this situation here, but something kind of serendipitous happened where not only, well, some of you did get the answer to the Three of Swords, and you also got the answer to your future, to a new chapter in your life that was just destined to happen, okay? And then some of you, as you were searching for answers from what happened with the Three of Swords, inadvertently, you found the answer to your life, to something that you're supposed to be doing in your life, to a new path that you're supposed to be taking. And once you saw that, or once you see that, this almost doesn't even matter anymore. So some of you will not have the answer to why the Three of Swords happened, and you don't even care anymore. You're like, you know what? This negativity is not worth my time anymore because I'm in a much better place now. I have this new idea, and I'm going to go ahead and move forward with that new idea and start a new day. And so some of you are like, you know what? This doesn't even exist anymore over here. So yeah, it just depends on your particular situation. But there is something about becoming enlightened and finding the answers. Something seems, it's like something was lacking in your life, something was missing, or you're kind of finding the code, the key to your life, and figuring out, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I've never done this before, but I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be. That's the direction I'm supposed to be going in my life. And some of you will realize that you're going on this new path because the Three of Swords happened. And so even though it was a very painful experience, some of you might actually, in kind of an interesting way, feel grateful that the Three of Swords happened. And so what I mean by that is, let's say that, you know, your company closed, or you had a breakup from with a romantic partner. And then you were feeling really devastated and you went into hibernation, but then all of a sudden you have the spark of an idea, of a new path that you could go on because something came to an end. So that's what I mean, what I was saying there. Yeah, and then here you have the King of Pentacles. So see, it's like I'm rebuilding my life and nothing is going to get in your way. And do you see how the clouds are clearing here? And so again, that's pointing me to what I just said with the Three of Swords, how there was a storm, but because of the storm, you have this great new idea. You're on this new path that is going to bring you a lot of abundance and a lot of stability. It's like you're growing something. You are putting some sort of plan into action. And I feel like you're going to be very, very successful with this new situation in your life. So if this has anything to do with a new job, a new career, anything regarding money and finances, you're going to be very, very successful. And it might be a slow build where, money is coming in slowly at first, but then it accumulates into very large sums of money. Okay. Now, this is also showing that with this new start, this new foundation, this is a great start. Like you're off to a great start with this idea. And I am seeing that you're nurturing this idea. You're very protective of this idea. And I also feel like you're taking the time that you need to develop this idea in the best way possible. And by doing that, it's going to be very fruitful for you. And it's very sturdy. So you have like a very safe future with this new idea, this new plan that you have. The Nine of Swords. So any fears that you may have regarding this situation, they're just fears. You don't need to feed into that energy because you are very, very protected. Okay, very protected. You have this snake here and you have the eel here. Both are protecting an egg. Okay. So you're protected, your idea is protected, your energy is very, very protected, and you're also protected from this Three of Swords. Because I feel like the Hierophant here is like protecting you from the energy of the Three of Swords. Kind of putting up this barrier of white light between you and something negative that was in your past. Okay, so, and I also just heard your past isn't going to come back to haunt you. So if you're worried about your past, this Three of Swords card coming in and disrupting your peace or disrupting this new life that you're starting, Spirit says that is not going to happen. The Page of Pentacles, yeah, it's like you have a new start, a new beginning. But I feel like it's coming out of some sort of like destruction or something, because I'm seeing it almost looks like rubble down here, and it may not be, but for some reason not for some reason, because it's your reading that's showing me that image in my mind. And so I feel like there's kind of a rebuild going on here, which makes a lot of sense because you have the Three of Swords here. And it's like you had to find your place in life again. You had to reorder your life. You had to like reorganize your life, reprioritize things, put yourself first. That kind of energy is what I'm feeling here. And so I feel with the Page of Pentacles, this takes me back to the hibernation card, And also like the peace card, because see here how you're contemplating something, you're finding your peace. And then this tree here, it's kind of like that's the idea that the King of Pentacles had in the very beginning. So there's a lot of growth here. And also that the Page of Pentacles has right here. So there's a lot of contemplation going on. And Spirit is showing me that you are ready. You are prepared in November to move forward with a new start, a fresh idea. And you're very protected. I feel like you're getting guidance from a spirit guide or a loved one who's passed over, something like that. And you're not going to be stuck anymore. You see this Page of Pentacles has wings, so you're not going to be stuck. There's movement that's coming in for you. The Ten of Pentacles, wow. Okay, so when I was talking about how you're rebuilding something and it's very safe, it's secure, that is no joke, okay, with the Ten of Pentacles. This new idea that you have with the Page of Pentacles coming out of hibernation, let me move your cards up just a little bit because all of the cards that I'm using today are, well, in your reading, are a little bit bigger. So I want you to be able to see everything. Okay, so this, coming out of hibernation and the Page of Pentacles, you may be a little bit scared as you launch this new beginning, but you have multiple cards here of not only protection, but showing me that you're going to be hugely successful. So let's say that you had, things that kind of came undone here with the Three of Swords, and then you were trying to figure things out, and you said, you know what? I'm just going to pack my bags and leave. I don't even want to be in this environment anymore. I want to just move somewhere completely new. Okay, well, what I'm seeing is that you're taking all of the necessary steps to figure out where you want to go, what is the best place for you, and then you're landing in the perfect spot at the perfect time, okay? And everything starts to come together for you. I'm seeing that you get a new job, or your job continues where you are. If finances are any worry for you, let me tell you, you have the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So finances will not be a problem for you, okay? I can tell you that. But yeah, these same cards are showing that you're starting things in the right way. You're taking your time to do things step by step by step. And by doing it that way, it's going to be very, very successful for you. And things are going to come together, I feel, in mysterious ways. I feel that no matter what your situation is, in November, there's certain things that just kind of appear out of nowhere. People, places, things, and situations that kind of come together. You could have chance meetings with people. You could even overhear conversations where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to write that down because that makes me think of something else and that was kind of missing from my plan, or something like that. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, I feel like this is where you were. You were feeling very kind of lonely, very isolated but I feel that you needed that because you needed to figure things out, okay? And what I'm seeing is that you do figure it out in November, and you are able to bridge. There's something about this bridge that is so important, because I'm hearing like you're able to bridge the gap between the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, okay? And you do that exactly because you go into hibernation, because you see this row of cards here. You're in hibernation because the Three of Swords, but as you come out of hibernation, you become the Ten of Pentacles. So this energy that you're cultivating while you are in hibernation is amazing. It's like you're finding the answers. You're seeing a solution to not only the problem, but you're discovering something that was always right there, right in front of you. And now you're seeing this new direction that you should be taking in your life. And in November, you start to take those steps. So you're coming out of this kind of this energy here where your idea was in like a holding pattern, or it was on ice or something like that. So things are thawing out for you and there's movement coming in. Yeah, see, you have the World card. This is absolutely what I've been seeing throughout this entire reading, where there's something new on the horizon for you in November. And Spirit says very, very specifically, don't be afraid to step forward into this new world, because you're going to do great. Okay. And I feel like you're not, well, I don't just feel, I see it. Okay. You're not going to have to really struggle to figure things out, because mysteriously, like I said a minute ago, things come together. Didn't I say that over here with the Bliss card? Because I'm seeing it with the stones here. That's where I'm getting this thing where everything mysteriously comes together. But I think I said that with the Bliss card too, where everything is kind of interconnected with all of the lightning here. But this lightning is very, very positive, where it's like, it's literally lighting things up for you, lighting up your path forward, where it's not a struggle to see where you're going next. Everything just happens to fall into place for you very, very easily. And this new world opens up. Definitely listen to your intuition. That is absolutely going to help guide you through this whole process. But yeah, it feels like you're ready to literally, or I mean, figuratively give birth to something in November, whether it's a new life, a new situation. Some of you could literally be giving birth. But yeah, it's a whole new beginning for you. Look at, literally, I was just talking about this new beginning and you get the Fool card. And what did I just say? Spirit was so specific, saying, do not be afraid to take these steps forward. And then you get the Fool card. November is your time. It is your time in November to take that leap of faith, to put this idea that you have out into the world. And I keep seeing like these flashes of what it is that you have going on, and then it just goes right out of my mind. So I think everybody's on a little bit of a different path here, which, you know, it's a general reading, so of course that's going to happen. But there's something like buzzing around you, because if you look at this Fool card, you see there's like little, what are those? Like little fairies or little insects or something. And then stars here. And then you also have the Bumblebee Jasper. So it's like there's energy buzzing around you. And then of course with the lightning and electricity, it's like this buzzing around you, and like electricity, like feeding life into something, like propelling something forward, turning something on. It's like flipping a switch and moving forward with something. Yeah, and your path, it's like you have these wings and you start flying, and you may not know how to fly yet, but you're gonna, like, as soon as you take that leap of faith, everything just kind of comes together for you. What else? The Two of Swords. So you definitely came to a crossroads, and the way that you got there, there was really kind of a rocky situation, which we saw with the Three of Swords. Do you see how choppy the water is back here? But this is what brought you to that place of enlightenment. It took this Three of Swords, this event, to kind of stop you in your tracks and reevaluate your life and realize that you deserve better, that you want more for yourself. And so I feel like you did a deep dive into kind of like where you've been and where you want to go, things like that, right? And you're coming out on the other side with the answers. And you're coming out on the other side with this idea here. Oops. With this idea. And I feel that things have come full circle. With this circle up on top here, things have come full circle, and Spirit says it's time to leave the past in the past and to trust your path forward. Be like the Fool and trust your path forward and just go for it, because you're going to be successful. Okay. I mean, do you see what's right above the Fool card? It's the King of Pentacles. And it's also the Sunrise in the Peace card. So it's like everything feels very, very blessed on your path forward. And it's not only bringing you a sense of stability with the King of Pentacles, but it's bringing you a huge, huge, huge amount of peace and calm and serenity. The Moon card. So listen to your intuition. Oh yeah, there was something very interesting. This kind of ties in with that mysterious thing that I was feeling with the Sunrise card, how things mysteriously come together for you. And I feel part of what that is talking about how you get to this point of starting this new life, where you're going from the Three of Swords, something that was possibly unexpected, but something that was very, very painful, okay? But because of this, you're finding your bliss. Because of this, you're finding your place in life, and you're building this new life for yourself that is on a whole different plane. It's like a whole different energy than what you had before. Because what you had before, it was very fragile for some reason. But where you're going and what you're building from here, it's not fragile. It's quite the opposite. It's very, very sturdy, very, very strong. So yeah, that's the first thing that I'm seeing with the Moon card. It's like your path, I think it threw you a curveball, but I think in November you're figuring it out and you're moving forward with this new chapter in your life. And Spirit says, as you go forward on this new path, just listen to your intuition. Your intuition is going to help guide you forward. And, you know, that's why you don't need to have fear. Because I feel like this Nine of Swords is, for some reason, it's very, very prominent and connected to the Fool card. You see how it's connected right there? It's connected to your future, which is the King of Pentacles. And it's also very much connected to this new idea that you have, this new path that you have. Especially with this particular Page of Pentacles, this page looks a little hesitant. And I feel like that hesitation is coming from the Nine of Swords and a little bit from the Moon card. It's like the unknown. Like, well, what's going to happen? Is this new situation going to be successful? Or is it going to turn out like this Three of Swords over here? Okay, so definitely listen to your intuition, spread your wings, and I wish you so much luck with this situation that you have in November. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Citrine, and your card is the Sea Serpent. So I feel like for November, there's something going on here where it feels like something is coming to an end. And then from that, there's a new beginning that is starting. But it feels like something has come full circle, and it's just kind of a natural time to kind of end that situation, move on from that situation. But at the same time, it feels like it just kind of flows into a new beginning. So that is probably going to vary depending on your particular situation, given that this is a general reading. But that's kind of like the general overall feeling that I'm getting regarding that specific thing. And I feel like why it feels like you just kind of roll into something new is because in the center here, it reminds me of an eyeball. And so it's like you have an idea of what the next thing is or what you're going to do from here. So you have like this vision. You either have a plan or you're going to be developing a plan in November. Okay. And so I feel like things really start to come together for you in November. And I'm also getting a sense of like a lot of productivity, a lot of thoughts or movement with something. So getting closer to expanding on something. And there's also, I'm feeling there's a lot of balance, like emotional balance that's coming in for you in November. And also a lot of safety and protection as you kind of go through some sort of transformation or transition. because I'm definitely picking up like this death and rebirth cycle that's going on for you in November, but it seems to be really positive. So I think that's everything I've got here. Let's go ahead and look at your other cards. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? And these 2 on top. Okay, so let's see what we have. So you have meditation. This makes a lot of sense because I feel like there's a thought process, right? Remember I was talking about having a vision, having a plan. So I feel like if you're not grounded, if you're not feeling very stable, definitely try to do some meditation or I'm seeing exercise, just whatever kind of can calm you down and allow you to really tap into your intuition and tap into the direction that you want to go from here. And some of you may have already done this and you're just right on track to go into this new beginning here. But if you see these, all these little dots here, I feel like the right thoughts are coming towards you, the right information is coming towards you. If you're researching anything, you're going to be looking in the right place to get that right information. And so I feel that part of November for you is a time to assess things and start moving toward that new plan, okay? And for some of you, you're already ready. You've already done this. And so for those of you who have done this, Spirit says to keep this energy going through November to help you, as things come up throughout the month. Knowledge. What was I just saying about having a plan, researching things, making sure that you know where you're going from this point forward? And also know that you have everything that you need to figure things out, okay? I mean, look at all these books here. And didn't I say something like, if you have to research, you're going to be looking in the right place? When I'm doing these readings, sometimes I can't remember my exact wording because I'm like so involved in the pictures that I'm seeing in my mind. But this is basically like a picture of what I was saying over here with the meditation card. Okay, so just know that in November, it's okay for you to slow down if you need to, and to, figure out, okay, what is the next step? And what Spirit is showing me, especially with these 2 cards, is that you're going to be taking the right steps, that you are going to be finding the right knowledge that you need to go into this new cycle. Awakening. Yeah, this is interesting because it does kind of go hand in hand with the knowledge card here. Well, and the meditation card too. So, it's interesting with the awakening and how you have the sea serpent here, where there's this cycle, like I said, of death and rebirth. But you're also, with these cards here, it's like you're acquiring some sort of knowledge that is very specific to your path forward, but it's also specific to your spiritual growth. So some of you may have gone through a situation over here that ended maybe in not the best way. And because of that, you were kind of a little shocked about like, oh, why did that happen that way? And, just a little kind of stunned a little bit. And so it could have made you kind of reevaluate things and really try to dig deep within your soul to figure out, okay, where do I want to go from here? Do I want to be in a similar situation that I was in before? And so I feel like you're starting to align with more of what you deserve going forward. So yeah, it does look like a little bit of soul searching is going on here, an awakening to something, like a piece of your soul is awakening to something, and it has something to do with a situation that came to an end over here. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? For November 2025. Yeah, so you have number 43 in the end. So definitely there is something coming to an end for you. And, I feel that it could, like, again, I'm getting that energy of like, wait a minute, what just happened? Where something may have come to an end in a really weird way or unexpected way, or kind of, I'm feeling like there was a twist of something that happened, and you're kind of like, okay, let me reevaluate things. Let me kind of reassess where I am. So that's what I'm feeling here, because, you know, I mean, it's a little bit dark here and the water looks a little bit choppy, not too bad, but it is kind of like a maze going through here. So this lines up with all of these cards here. It's kind of like you're trying to figure something out. You're trying to figure out what is the next step? Where do I go from here? But through that, you're finding some sort of knowledge, okay? Because you have the light here and then obviously the light up here. But this light is reminding me of the Hermit card, which is, you know, taking time out, which is the meditation card here, reevaluating things, reassessing things, but definitely doing some kind of soul searching or something. And then you have number 20 and imagination. What I feel with this card is that you are reimagining what your future looks like. And I feel like you're designing, because it looks like this person is painting here. So I feel like you're designing your future, because you're coming to a realization that something that came to an end over here, it's like, well, I don't want to be in that situation again, or I want to distance myself from that situation. And it also looks like there's a doorway here. So this would be your rebirth happening. Isn't that interesting that you have the end here? So obviously this is the death and then the rebirth. So I feel like if you're going through something, let me scoot these over a little bit because we have one extra card here. If you're going through something that was a little bit difficult for you, I feel like you're finding the answers in November, and you're also picking yourself back up is the image that I'm seeing, and kind of dusting yourself off and trying again. Okay, you're taking steps toward this new door. So coming up with a plan, things like that. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? We're looking at November 2025. Okay, so let's start with these two. The King of Swords. This makes a lot of sense because you're looking at things differently. You're imagining what your future looks like. You know, what do you want to see in your future? And I feel like this is a great time for you to really, really visualize and really feel what it is that you want and come up with that plan. But definitely I'm feeling visualizing, manifesting very, very prominently. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing with the King of Swords is that through chaos, through an ending that happened, there's some sort of enlightenment and transformation that's happening. So this really confirms what I was seeing in the beginning with the Sea Serpent card. And there does seem to be definitely some sort of change and transformation that is due in your life. And I feel that you're starting to take those steps in November. Yeah, so we have the Empress. This is interesting because here you have the imagination card and this new doorway opening up here. And then we have the Empress card. So it's like you're taking this, you're going through a process of like soul development, and you're taking this experience that happened, and I feel that you're thinking about it, you're analyzing things, you're coming up with a plan, and you're making that plan happen. And so there's something going on here where you've cut out the excess. So you've cut out any extraneous factors that could have been distractions, that could have held you back. And I feel that you're more focused than ever, and you are in alignment to accomplish everything that you set out to accomplish in November. This is a very, very powerful energy here. So I feel that you're more comfortable with yourself, with your direction, with setting boundaries with people, places, things, and situations, and putting yourself first, and really you know, taking actions to design this future that you want. The Five of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So this is a good card to come up because it is kind of like a visual of what I've been saying. So I feel that this is where you were, okay, focusing on something that ended here. And it's interesting that you got this particular card because the energy that I'm feeling, and you might not feel, you might be really upset about something coming to an end, but what I'm seeing, and why I said earlier that it seems that you just kind of flow from the ending to the beginning, and it seems so effortless and easy. I said something similar to that. You may not see that right now, but what I'm seeing is that there was a purpose for this ending, and it was to get you flowing in the right direction. So with this Five of Cups, I'm seeing you transforming in November from focusing on whatever ended here, which ultimately in the grand scheme of your life and your soul development, it's like you shouldn't be worried about something that was lost over here because there's so much more in the future waiting for you that it's just going to be so much better than anything that was lost over here. Okay. And so in November, I'm seeing you kind of turn around and focus on your future, focus on opening this new door and putting all of your energy into these cups over here. Okay. Which will lead you to the Empress energy, which is a very, very powerful energy. More focusing on your intuition than your feelings about a wrong that was done to you or an ending that happened that maybe you weren't feeling like you were ready for, but the universe is showing me that your future is ready for something to come to an end so that you can embrace that future over here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so you have the Chariot card. So there's definitely movement for you that's coming up in November. So for some of you, this could be literal movement, but definitely I feel for all of you, it's a movement away with a thought process, movement away from stagnant feelings or energy that would just hold you down and hold you back. Okay, so do you see how this Awakening card is coming in here with the Five of Cups and also the King of Swords? So looking at things differently, flipping the script on something and getting your power back. The Six of Cups, yeah. So you're coming into a time in November where what you're really looking for is the energy is starting to come into your life, okay? What you really deserve is getting ready to be presented to you. Okay, this is really showing that new beginning. So it's interesting you have the end here and then the new beginning here. And so there could be something unexpected that happens for you. And this could explain why I feel like it's almost like a seamless transition into the new beginning. And some of you may be perfectly fine with something coming to an end, and it could be a relief for you, or it could be bittersweet. Or maybe you were wondering, did I make the right decision by ending that situation? So you may be questioning things. But what I'm seeing is that you start to come to an understanding in November of, okay, I know that this had to come to an end over here so that I could have this new beginning here. But yeah, it definitely feels like something surprising could happen for you, where it's like, oh, wow, that was fast. Or, you know, like, wow, I was feeling really down and all of a sudden this thing shows up in my life here, and I'm really feeling like this is what I've been looking for all along. So it definitely feels right. Okay, this new beginning. It just feels so comfortable, and it feels like exactly where you're supposed to be. So we have the Hierophant here. Yeah. So this is basically what I was just saying, where it feels right. You're going to know it when you see it, Spirit says. So if there's like a new opportunity, a new situation, you know, it could be anything, making a purchase for something, you know, whatever it is, you're going to know it when you see it. It's going to feel like exactly what you've been looking for. Okay. And so I feel that there is a higher order to everything that's going on for you regarding this ending and this new beginning, regarding this transformation, this knowledge that you're gaining. The Seven of Cups. Yeah, see, you're looking at things differently. And I think that you're also starting to observe things differently as well. You're starting to see things for what they really are. And you're also, this is also that imagination card, creativity, intuition, things like that, where I feel that you're putting a lot of thought and a lot of effort, concentration into every single step of your future. And what you want, what you don't want. There's something going on here where you're looking at things differently. You have a different perspective on things. You have a different understanding of things than you had before. And that is directly influencing every single step that you take going forward. Because I feel like you're coming to a realization of either you deserve more, you deserve better, or you know what, I want more in my life. I'm not that fulfilled, so I'm going to take some steps to make some changes in my life. So it might be that, nothing bad happened. It could just be that you're feeling a little bit restless and saying, what is this feeling? Let me explore this. And then you're figuring out what it is that's been missing from your life. Yeah, the Justice card. Definitely in November, you're coming into balance, but you're also cutting things away. And so I feel like what you're cutting away would be the excess energy from this thing that ended, but you're also cutting away, it's something like a thought or a belief, or maybe you believed that you didn't deserve any better, or maybe you thought that you were, on the right track and then you're not, so you're just kind of reevaluating things. But with the Justice card and the Empress card here, I feel truly what you're thinking about is what you truly desire. You're putting yourself first. You're putting your goals first. And with knowledge here, you are accessing the information that you need to produce these changes that you want to see in your life. And with Justice, some of you could be changing jobs. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be going through a divorce or a breakup, something like that. Whatever it is, I'm seeing both sides with the Justice card. So I'm seeing something coming to an end, but I'm also seeing something new starting. So as an example, let's say that you live in a home or an apartment. And a house or an apartment, right? Same thing, they're both homes. And you want to move. So you're either going to get out of the lease, or you're going to finish your lease, or you're going to sell your home. And then what are you going to do? You're either going to find a new apartment and sign a new lease there, or you're going to buy a new home and sign that legal paperwork, or you're going to quit a job and probably sign some, exit paperwork. And then you're going to get a new job and sign paperwork when you start that job. So do you see what I'm saying? How one thing's ending and another thing is starting here. But something in the past was off balance somehow. So you're not really losing anything. You're actually gaining the power to make these changes in your life and to strive for what you deserve. The Four of Swords. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you don't have to worry about this transition. Spirit is showing me truly that it's just kind of seamless, where it just flows so easily. Kind of like we look at this card with the end here. It does look a little bit dark and a little bit scary, but I'm also getting a great sense of protection with this boat here and the light. And yeah, the water is a little choppy, but I'm not seeing that it's really a problem getting out of here. Okay, I'm not getting that feeling here. And so that's, a similar feeling that I'm getting with the Four of Swords, where you don't need to worry about this ending or how things are going to come together in the future, or not even in the future, but in November. And see, I think that is the thing here, is that there's an ending and a beginning in November. The ending might have happened, last month or something like that, but it's spilling over into November. For a lot of you, all of this is happening in November, okay? But yeah, this person looks really worried here, but Spirit is saying there's no need to worry. And again, it's what I said earlier, where what was lost in the Five of Cups, there was nothing else to receive from that situation, okay? And so I think you're going to understand that with the Awakening card in this path right here, okay? So definitely and how do you come to that realization? How do you get to this awakening? It's by just slowing down, relaxing, meditating, and by doing that, this knowledge just kind of naturally comes to you. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the Fool card. Okay, so this means there's a new start. And look at how carefree this person is. And look at the dog. The dog is happy and excited. You have the sun shining on you, okay? Didn't I just say you have nothing to worry about? And then you get this Fool card. The Fool card right below the Chariot card. And then look at the end is touching all of, this row right here. So this is what I'm saying. Also the Awakening card. Do you see the visual here of what I'm saying, where very quickly you start to realize, okay, and it's kind of like a sense of relief. You very quickly realize, yeah, that situation over here was really draining. It was just sucking the life out of my soul. And then all of a sudden you have this offer here, something coming together, and you're like, I feel so much lighter. I feel free. Over here in the Four of Swords, I was worried about nothing. Okay, so that's what I've been feeling throughout this entire reading. And so here you have the King of Cups. And do you see how this is right after the Fool card and everything that I just said, where you're feeling, it's a sigh of relief. Like I feel more comfortable now. Like I literally right now feel like I have a weight lifted off of my chest, off of my shoulders. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's this new situation that you're going into is much more comfortable. It matches your energy. There was something that needed to be left in the past about a prior situation or a thought process that you had, or possibly both. So things are coming into balance for you. And for some of you, you are getting some sort of recognition for something. So what I mean by that is, using the example of you're leaving one job and starting a new job, it could be that a new employer is really, really impressed with your resume, your skill set, your, the way you speak, your communication skills, So it's just an example, but I'm seeing that somebody is noticing either something you can offer, or someone's noticing how much your energy has changed, okay? Or maybe you're noticing it. This could even be what I'm seeing, could be even you coming to the realization that you are different now, that you do deserve better, all of these things. So let's see what your last card is. Wow. So you have the Queen of Swords. So you started with the King of Swords and you end with the Queen of Swords. And not just that, but the King of Cups is right here. You have the Hierophant right here. This is a really powerful energy. So I feel what's happening here is a continuation of what I just said, where you're coming to a realization of what you want. And it's like you're making no excuses for yourself, for anyone else, for any circumstances. You're very focused. You have a very, very directed energy with what you imagine your future looks like. And I feel like you're going out there into the world and you're getting exactly what you want. You're making it happen in November. I mean, your energy is very, very powerful. Very powerful. Let me just go through this real quick. You have the King of Swords, the Empress. Okay. The Chariot, the Hierophant, the Justice, the Fool, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. This is a very, very powerful, powerful energy here. So just go through November with confidence that you're going through a transition, a transformation. Everything's going to be okay. You're on the right track. And I wish you so much luck. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Noreena Jasper, and your card is the Zebra. So I'm getting some interesting energy here. First of all, I have to tell you, right before I started the reading, I always kind of focus on the card for a minute. And I'm feeling so relaxed. Like there is something going on for you in November where it's just like this calm is coming over you. So it's really interesting. And I feel like there's something also going on with your intuition. So it could be that intuitively you have a plan or you have a vision, or intuitively you just know that things are working out in your favor. And there could be something going on in November where something happens that you've been waiting for. And that could be this calming sensation that I'm feeling right now. Because the feeling I have is like a deep, deep sense of relaxation. So kind of like if you're meditating or if you're getting Reiki or acupuncture, it's that kind of relaxation feeling. Or maybe like right before you fall asleep when you're just so completely relaxed. At least that's the goal, right before you fall asleep. So that's like what I'm feeling, okay? Now the other things that I'm seeing here, aside from your intuition, is that there's some sort of movement forward with a plan, an idea, something like that, with a situation, something like that. It's moving forward, and I feel that it's moving forward at a very comfortable pace. So the ideas are coming in, the ideas are flowing in, this movement with some sort of situation you have. I feel that the movement is everything happening at the right time. So it's like there's nothing to worry about because you're seeing progress with something. I also feel like you're standing out. So either you are standing out to other people, or an idea that you have in your mind is standing out to you as the right idea or the right path forward or the right option. Okay, so if some of you have to make a choice in November, I feel like the right choice is going to be very, very prominent. It's going to be very obvious what the right choice is. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing so far. Let's look at your other cards. What else? Oh, okay. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? We're looking at November 2025. Emergence. Yeah, this makes sense because it's like there's something is moving, but it's moving at a very comfortable pace. And you know what it is? So you have emergence here, and that feeling of this calmness. When I put that feeling with this card, where you're about to walk through this door, you're about to do something that I feel you're looking forward to, that calmness, how I'm seeing it now, is knowing that you're prepared, knowing that you're ready, knowing that you want this, being very, very confident, being very calm, very focused. So it feels like you're ready to do something in November, and you feel like you're ready for this. So definitely there could be a new door opening for you in November. A new opportunity, starting something new, but you're definitely focused. I mean, I see the focus here, right? And I feel that when you go through this door or make a decision about something, your intuition is on point. It's like your intuition, you're so connected to your intuition that the right answer, the right path forward, it's just so obvious, it's undeniable. And so I feel like that's where this sense of knowing is coming from, knowing that you're on the right path. Yes, oh my gosh, this card right here is exactly everything I've been saying. You have the conviction card. This is amazing. Look at your 2 cards. You have emergence and you have conviction. Is this not what I've been saying? And look at that. It's, wow. this right here, this is showing me that you know beyond a doubt that what you're about to do is like you're in the right place at the right time. You're about to embark on a journey where you're convinced that you're going in the right direction, and you are going in the right direction. Okay, so any new beginnings that you have, any new projects that you have, you know, anything like that, anything in that realm, your creativity, your heart center, everything is very, very much in alignment for you in November. And it's also very exciting, but you seem so calm about it. It's like you're very excited, but at the same time, it's like you're so laser focused and just so calm. I don't know how to explain it other than I'm feeling like this energy coming over my body where you just know that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing at this specific time. So I don't think you could be any more dedicated, focused on what it is that you have going on in November. So it's really amazing. What else can you tell us? Okay. So we have the sunset, number 7. So this is kind of interesting because you have the doorway here with emergence, and then you have kind of this doorway here. So I feel that you're ready. That's what I'm getting with this card. Because what I'm seeing with this card in your particular reading, this is kind of like the night before, okay? And the night before, what I mean by that is the night before you launch something, the night before you start something new, the night before you start on a journey. And this is that deep knowing that I was talking about, because I feel like you have done everything that you need to do, you've prepared, and here you're just kind of taking it all in before you go forward and cross this bridge, or, you know, go into this new beginning that you have going on here. It's a really, really strong energy. Initiation, number 29. Do you see what I'm saying? This is you starting something new. This is you moving forward. And yeah, there could be a little bit of fear that you have here, but you're doing it anyway. And what I'm feeling here, I would say at least 90% you have so much conviction and strength and fortitude, and then maybe at most 10% you have a little bit of fear, you have a little bit of this feeling of like, oh, let me take a deep breath before I go on this new journey. You know, maybe it's 5% for most of you, but you are really doing a good job about keeping your fears in check, because I feel like whatever it is that you're starting, it's not completely without risk, okay? And maybe for some of you, that risk is just making a change in your life, right? It doesn't have to be that you're doing anything really, really huge and, you know, significant. Maybe you're just making small changes in your life, but that's really scary for some people. So if you do have fear, just know that Spirit is showing me that you are doing a great job of managing that fear, of not letting your ego take over and scare you out of doing whatever it is that you have going on in November. And, you know, it looks like you don't exactly have like all of the answers to what is going to happen once you launch this, once you start this, whatever it is that you have going on here. But it's like, you know that that's okay, because your intuition right here on the zebra card, this triangle right here, is guiding you. And I feel that you are very, very, very in tune with your intuition, your spirit guides, the universe, your higher powers, you know, whatever your higher powers are, you're very, very in tune. And so Spirit says, keep that energy, stay grounded. You are on the right track. What else can you tell us for group number 3? Oh, okay. All right. The High Priestess. Yes, this is what I have been talking about. You are so in touch with your intuition. And like I said, you don't have all of the answers when you move forward with this new plan, this new path, this new journey that you have. But you're okay with that because you are like literally, so the moon, okay, can represent intuition. And look at the moon is literally touching this figure's head. Okay. That is how in touch you are with your intuition right now. It's so significant because I saw it with your very first card with the zebra here. And it is just so prominent throughout all of your cards so far. So Spirit is also saying that, okay, as you go along, as you go forward, I feel like this is how close the next step is to you. As you're figuring things out, it is that close to you. So it's like you can feel what the next step is. You can feel how things are coming together. Even before you realize it, your body already knows, your subconscious already knows because your intuition is guiding you along the way. The Seven of Swords, yeah. So what the Seven of Swords is telling me is that what I said earlier, you're doing a great job of believing in yourself. You're doing a great job of not listening to your fears. You're managing that and you're moving forward. You're also moving forward despite, if other people may not understand what you're doing or where you're going, you're still believing in yourself. You're believing in your idea. There's something very unique about what it is that you're about to do or this idea that you're developing. It's going to stand out. You're going to stand out. Or you have this idea that is a little bit different. So let's say if you're trying to do something that other people have done in the past, there's something about the way that you're going about it that's a little bit different, but it's going to work for you. You're going to be very successful with it. And the whole reason why it's working for you is because it's a little bit different than the way other people have done it before. Okay? So Spirit says, keep doing what you're doing right here. Listening to your intuition and managing that 10 to 5% of fear and doubt that you have, because you're doing an excellent job. Even if you think you're not, Spirit is showing me that you're doing really, really good with believing in yourself and your idea. The Knight of Swords, yeah. Spirit says, move forward with these ideas that you have. And there is a lot of movement, there is a lot of action that you're taking in November regarding this idea. And it's interesting how this bird, the colors on the bird here are very similar to this triangle right here. So that's very interesting right by the third eye. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You have an excellent idea. And I'm seeing that nothing is going to get in your way. I mean, you seem to be very, very prepared. Are you taking a leap of faith with something? Yes, it does feel like you are, but you're very prepared and you're so ready to move forward with this. The Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you have been kind of stuck or weighed down or trapped by something, and you want to change your circumstances with this Five of Pentacles, because there was something in this Five of Pentacles. This is kind of the opposite of what I have felt in your reading so far. Okay. So I feel that there was a situation going on in your life where you felt like you didn't have the answers. You felt like you were missing something, or you were in a situation, let's just say for instance, that you were in a job and you felt like you were trapped inside an office or a cubicle every day, and it either wasn't worth the money or you weren't making enough money, or, something like that. So that can be literal or metaphorical for some of you. And it was like doing this every single day was just suffocating your soul. Okay. And then let's say that you have this great idea that you want to travel all around the world and you want to do, like travel vlogs, making videos as you're traveling, and you want to make money doing that. Okay. that's what I'm seeing here. Something like that, something similar to that, metaphorically speaking, right? Where you know that you're on the right path. You know that this idea is going to work out, and you're getting some sort of freedom, okay? Where you're not feeling tied down. You're not feeling like this heavy weight is on you every single day because you've been doing something that you're not happy doing. So definitely, I feel that there is, like, you're literally emerging from the Five of Pentacles and you're finding what makes you happy. You have the Fool 2.0. Isn't this what I've been talking about? Taking a leap of faith, trying something, doing something a little bit different than it was done before. That's this card right here. You know, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. This is also that sense of freedom. It's like this incredible sense of freedom and just feeling like you can breathe again. And knowing that this is going to work out. Like, I'm hearing for some of you, you're saying this has to work out because there is no other option for me. Okay? And Spirit is saying, yeah, it is going to work out. The Two of Swords. See, I feel like you felt stuck. You felt tied down by something. And you also felt like there wasn't a way out going through where you were. So it was, what I'm trying to say is, like, there was something that needed to change. Because where you were, it feels like there was no way to change where you were. There was, like, let's say if you were at that job that I talked about a minute ago, let's say you weren't making enough money there, but there was no way to move up in the company. Let's say that, you know, they don't really hand out pay raises and they don't really give out promotions, and you weren't really happy. So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, whatever your situation is. That's just an example where you can't go left, you can't go right, you can't go up, you can't go down. You're just kind of boxed in somewhere. And it was very, very uncomfortable. But what I'm seeing with the Two of Swords, combined, like these last three cards here, combined with the Fool 2.0 and the Five of Swords, you being kind of stuck like that, I'm seeing that the universe kind of prepared that situation for you in order for you to look beyond your immediate situation and see what other opportunities are out there for you. You see how this Five of Pentacles, there's this window here, kind of like a doorway, and then you have this window doorway here with emergence, okay? So it's that same thing. It's like seeing what is out there that you couldn't see before. And so that's what's happening with the Two of Swords. And I feel like you really took some time to process your feelings and your thoughts about what's going on in the situation here. And I feel that's why with the zebra, I'm not getting this frantic energy to start something. What I'm feeling is this calm, this calmness that's coming over you. And I feel it's because you know that you're about to step into the right path. And so the Two of Swords is also showing me that any delays, any constraints, anything like that, these are about to be lifted. The Justice card, yeah. The first thing I saw with this is something's ending and something new is beginning. So I feel in November, you're ending one journey and you're beginning a new journey. For sure. And as you're doing this, you're listening to your intuition and you're bringing in more balance into your life, for sure. Definitely bringing in more balance into your life. You're basically cutting away things that were weighing you down, with this Five of Pentacles. So you're changing this Five of Pentacles card here. And you're also cutting away any feelings that you may have had that may have felt overwhelming, of any doubts, okay? That's what I was saying earlier. You're doing a great job managing any doubts that you may have had in the beginning, or maybe still have, but you have them under control. the Nine of Swords. This is literally what I was just talking about, where could your thoughts get away from you? Yeah, they could. You could become so frightened of... Okay, I just had a cough attack. and that means that something needs to be released. And so what I'm seeing here with the Nine of Swords is that this fear that you have, okay, you have that in control. There's just a little bit, you know, like I said, 5 to 10% that you still have, but you're managing it. You're not letting it control you. And what I'm seeing here is what the greater fear is for you is to be stuck in the Five of Pentacles. This is more scary to you than taking a leap of faith is. Does that make sense? So you're more terrified of being stuck than you are of taking a leap of faith and kind of seeing what happens. Although you have a good plan, but you know, still, you never know what can happen when you start something new. So that's what I'm seeing with that, with the Nine of Swords. The Four of Wands, yeah. I'm seeing that you are moving forward with this excitement, this sense of freedom. You are writing your future. You're making things happen. You have great ideas and you're setting the perfect foundation for going forward. So I feel like you're going forward kind of at this moderate pace because the Knight of Swords right above the Four of Wands, this is a very, very quick moving card. But in your case, there's something about where it feels like it slowed down a little bit, even though you're going very quickly. And I feel that why it's like that is because the Four of Wands, because you have this plan. And like I said, with the High Priestess, you don't know everything as you're going forward. However, you are so tapped into your intuition that right before you need to make the next move, you already know what to do. Just kind of magically, you know what to do, because you are so tapped in. So I think that's why I'm getting this feeling of you're moving quickly, but also not too quickly, okay? So with the Four of Wands, everything is lining up perfectly for you. You are lining things up perfectly, and everything is just gonna fall into place for you. So you have the Lover's card. Yeah, so this is amazing for you. So what I'm seeing with the Lover's card is that you're going from this, remember the Five of Pentacles where you felt stuck, and I told you with the Fool card, you would rather take a risk with something new than be stuck here with the Five of Pentacles. And so that's exactly why you're getting this Lover's card, where things are coming together for you. You're feeling very comfortable. There's this reciprocity going on between you and this other situation in your life. Everything is just working so perfectly for you. The reason why that's happening is because you made a decision that happened in the Two of Swords. You made a decision to not settle for less. You made a decision to take a risk with something. And so that's how you're getting to this moment where everything is falling into place for you. It is quite the opposite of the Five of Pentacles energy. Yeah, the Temperance card. I love this for you. Okay, so the Lover's card, the Temperance card. You have everything that you need to pursue this goal that you have, to make this change. And okay, Spirit is showing me that some of you are feeling really, really terrified by taking this leap of faith. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, Spirit, then why was I seeing that there's so much confidence with taking this leap of faith? And then I saw this picture of you, if you fall into that group of people, that what's happening for you in November is you're becoming who I have described here, where you are listening to your intuition instead of your ego, instead of your doubts. You're putting all of that behind you, and you're becoming that person that I've been talking about in this reading, where you know everything's going to be okay, and you start to realize that the fear that you have to stay where you are is much, much greater than the fear that you have taking this leap of faith. So you'll be coming to that conclusion if you fall into that group, okay? And with the Temperance card, as you start to go forward, it's like everything just falls into place, not just with people, places, things, and situations and everything else, but within your mind. It's like you literally, you might have like a flash of an idea, which would be your intuition about something. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll put that in my notes. And then all of a sudden, it's like later that day, a situation like that comes up and you're like, oh my gosh, I just thought about that earlier, but it hadn't really come up yet. And you're like, well, okay, now I already have the answer for that situation. Things just magically appear and magically come together for you. The Seven of Pentacles. I love this so much because this energy that I'm feeling with the Seven of Pentacles is a lot of what I felt with the Zebra. So both of these cards, you have a plan and you have a vision. More importantly, you have this long-term vision of what you want to see in your life. And you know that it is the opposite of the Five of Pentacles. And so as you take these steps forward, do you see this squirrel? It just seems so happy and so content. So as you're taking these steps forward, you have so much conviction that what you want is going to happen. And you know that you're taking the right steps. And because of that, you are this squirrel right here, where you're very patient. You're just so happy to not be in this Five of Pentacles energy anymore, to not feel stuck, that you're just happy living your life where you can actually breathe again. And as you go forward, as these pentacles start to sprout out of the ground, these fears that you had with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords, they dissipate even more. And so as time goes on, more and more and more, you're starting to feel even more comfortable. And that is where that relaxation feeling is coming from in the very beginning. This is another part of that relaxation feeling, because you're sinking into this new opportunity, this new journey. And the more you sink into it, the more comfortable you're feeling with your surroundings, with like your internal temperature changing, so to speak. Just everything around you feels so right, and you feel so comfortable that you're just kind of enjoying the moment. You're enjoying the process. And as things unfold and as things slowly but surely start to accumulate, you're just so happy and just so in the moment. So that is what I'm seeing for you. This is a very, very powerful reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you so much luck for November and beyond. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.